think we're live. So I'm just gonna double check. Just gonna put it on the chat to make sure that we're working. I see the chat. So if you see me and hear me, let me know to make sure that I'm working. I'm just gonna check my phone. So not ignoring you. Just gonna check, make sure that it's working. So give me 1 second. Okay. So okay, you guys can see me. So I'm glad. Let me see. It looks okay. It looks like it's working. So hello everyone. Happy New Year. Because I think I last time I saw you was last year. No joke or no pun intended, but it was last year. So happy New Year, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great, and I hope this year is full of blessing. Um, Welcome. My name is Natalie D'Souza. I'm part of the video design team for Altenew, and I'm actually going to be your host for the next little bit, just to make sure, that you guys can see me. I see that I'm live. I'm checking, making sure that everything. I'm just gonna put my watch really big so I can, see you. Okay, so just let me know, if you guys can see me properly. I'm gonna flip the camera so that in a bit, and then you guys let me know if it's like a mirror image or you see it properly. But I hope you guys are doing great. Today we're gonna give you an idea on, I think memory keeping is fun, especially when you can customize it, which is what you can do with stamps and stencils and all these good things. Oh, thank you. I'm just reading some of the comments today, and we're gonna talk about that too. So, but I want to show you what you can do with it. And it's a good idea, not just for memory keeping, but it's actually beyond that. So you can use that for a card too. So I see a comment from Carrie Sheridan. And in case you missed it today, if you go to Instagram, we are having an Instagram hop, and it's all about the markers, the cottage garden markers, the Altenew alcohol markers. So you're gonna see we have a few guests. And yeah, I was part of it too. I contributed with a few cards. I actually used both the markers, and I also use the inks that match that to create my background. So make sure you check it out because you can win the entire set as well as gift certificates. So it's always something good. Also remember that you can share this, and there'll be a draw for a winner for a gift certificate to the shop. Just make sure. I don't know who Altenew is gonna be today. Usually it's Jelly lately, but we're gonna wait to see what happens. We're gonna give it a few more minutes until everybody can find me and you guys can see. I know that you guys can see me well right now, and then we're gonna talk about what what you've been doing the past few days. Because I know for quite a few people, today kind of well. First of all, if you are like in Spain or South America, today is what we call Dia de los Reyes, which means is the Magi Day. If you're Christian, then you understand what I'm saying. It's just when the kings visited Jesus, and they were present. So usually, like I know, it's very popular in Spain, South America, especially for kids. It kind of finished also the end of like the major holiday for a lot of South America. And like, oh, you like my sweater? Yeah, it's a couple years old. It's really cold here in Toronto. Epiphany, there you go. It's like really cold here in Toronto. It's starting to a bit of snow in the morning, but more than the snow, it's cold. So yeah, you see, it's very snowy. Yeah, it's cold here in Toronto too, and I think we're gonna get snow. Three Kings Day, yeah, it's called Epiphany. Here in Canada, for me, is Dia de los Reyes because that's the Spanish version of it. So, like I said, in case you guys don't know, I'm from Ecuador, but I live in Toronto, Canada. That's where you're watching me from. So like I said, today marks the beginning for a lot of people that took holidays ahead. If you have kids in school, I think pretty much everywhere, pretty much school, and the routine, it starts back today. You kind of were in a holiday mood up to like maybe last week. Now you're like back to reality. So, it takes a little bit for a few of us. Well, not really, but for a few people, it takes, a little get used to it, getting back to the routine. My sister texted me this morning and she's like, "Are you back to?" I'm like, "Well, I work from home, so there's really no routine for me." But she works, and her kids went back to school, my niece and nephew. So I understand what she meant. So I think that hopefully you guys all found me. Whoever's here, welcome. in case I didn't welcome you. I am so glad you're here. If you're watching live, let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on replay, because I know it could be a difficult time for some of you, that's not too. We'd love to see how far and why we're reaching. So I am going to flip the camera. Let me know if you see, like, properly when I flip the camera, because sometimes we get a mirror image. So just, like I said, let me know. If you guys can see it fine, if not, it just takes one button. And I just learned today that actually the button that I was using is the long way. There's a shorter version. Things you learn. See, oh, you're in, well, yeah, you're very close to me. Is it snowing there too? Because like Toronto was a little bit snowy, but it's cold. That much, it's like cold today. Maybe because we're like, spoiled in Toronto for some reason. It's not that, that cold. So you're good? Okay, we're good with the image. So this is what we're going to use. Do you see Altenew here? I don't know who is behind Altenew today, but hello, I'm glad you're here. So this is what we're going to use to help us for our memory keeping layout today. And we're going to work with my 6x8. I'm still catching up on last year. We did Christmas last time, I was live, which was who was December 23rd last year. That was my last live last year. So this year we're going to start with something a little bit fresh, something semi-colorful. So I've done a little bit of prep ahead because it has to be a little bit done ahead of time. But I'm going to walk you through everything and we're going to talk about everything. Like I said, for quite a few of you, you're back to reality and it kind of sucks, like if you're on holidays and you spend time with your family, going back to a routine could be hard. So I wanted to go with like something, like I said, something nice and fresh. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna pull out my stamp wheel. I don't have it ready because I used it in the morning and I put it away. But I'm going to show you why I'm going to use this. First of all, it's a larger surface. So in case you haven't, looked into it, take a look at it. It's great, especially if you like large stamps. And the one we're going to use today is actually one of the large ones. Is the Flutter and Bloom. So what I have done ahead of time, because I think I put it and I made it disappear, because I'm a magician. I worked a little bit ahead of time. Okay. So I stamped my learn and I cut it. So I started coloring and then left it halfway. We're gonna finish it live. But I did another part. You're gonna see that I have some kind of peachy with pink and a little bit of pink that I had left over for another project. So I'm gonna put this aside. We're gonna color this. So having the large stamp wheel, it actually made me do all in one single, take, which is great. I work with 6x8 a lot, so my papers are quite large. So having this is almost a 9x9 surface is great. So we are going to color together my last image. You're not gonna need more than probably one of each of the images, probably even less than that, because it is going to be something to accent our images, but not the focus of it. Okay. Let's, like I said, always when you come live, I'm always gonna tell you, with me, just we're gonna go slowly, step by step. We're gonna build pieces and then put them together. So right now we're in the building of our project. So I'm just going to pull out the stencils that I need. I'm gonna need stencil B. See, I have them backwards. So 4. I'm gonna need 5. You can say I already used it and cleaned it up a bit, just so it helps me today. And I'm just pulling the ones that I need. So I think I have them all here. 3 and 7. I don't need. Okay. So let's get started. I just need to find 3, 2. There we go. 1. You're gonna need just the first, I think it's 6. Yep. So number 1, I'm gonna put the image more or less how it stamps. And I've already I stamped it with obsidian ink onto white cardstock and I die cut it. I used the yellow, so to save my step. And I'm just going to go and color the petals. And what I want to match, you're gonna see the picture. There's a lot of color in my pictures today. Okay. So I have these 2 pictures. These are my goddaughters. They're tiny here, but they're both wearing pink and kind of peachy tones. So that's what I did. This one has pink and peach a bit. And I had, like I said, a leftover from the pink. When I put it, it actually kind of makes the image pop a little bit more. So I am going to use inks from Strawberry Dusty Pink. This is the Blushberry Bliss set. So let me find my brushes I have in here. One, and then I use for the other one, I use a little bit of Pastel Sunrise and Canyon Clay, and I mixed it with some of these inks, just so you know what, I'm using. So I'm gonna, even though I'm gonna color things, we are also gonna show you how I'm gonna speed up the process of creating a background, okay? So let's get started with it. Like I said, if you look at the images, they're wearing like pink and peach, so I thought a strawberry will be a good start. So, and I'm going heavy because I want to color my flowers. And you're gonna see that even though I'm adding color, I'm not gonna go like super pigmented with this. One of the reasons is because there's a lot of color in my pictures. I'm gonna put them right here so you see them, okay? There's a lot of color in my pictures. So I need to kind of tame that a little bit. I do want color on my page, but I don't want to take away from my images. So I have to make sure that I create a nice balance. Okay, so that means that I am going to use quite a bit of negative space. I'm going to go for some neutrals. I'm going to work on some things that are going to make my images pop a little bit more. So one of the first things that I'm doing, even though I have such a large image, I am going to use pieces of it. So I think I've said it before, and if you're a card maker or a memory keeper or an art journal or whatever, I'm sure you're in the same idea that I am, that stamps and stencils and die cuts were meant to be used to what fits your project best, not to be used as is. Even though it's the best way to set it. I love, one of the reasons why I love this is because you can create your own colors, you can customize it, but then I feel that I can take it even beyond that by not being attached to what it looks like. I can trim and cut it to fit my project. So, I know, like, sometimes even I'm gonna say, even I'm honest, I put all this effort into creating something and then I go and chop it up because I'm like, it hurts. But you know what, it's the way you think about it is you can remake it because you have your inks, you have your stamp, you just and it's therapeutic, honestly. So I don't mind, like, chopping it up. As a memory keeper and scrapbooker, having, like, the ability to customize and create my own die cuts in a way, it's great. Yeah. And like I said, I don't mind cutting it. So I think this big image is probably all I'm gonna need. Maybe a little piece of the other one for my project. Remember, I'm working with a lot of color. So first thing, okay, so you're gonna see going really soft. I'll put it closer to you guys once I get, like, there. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna color this image. I started a bit so we can speed up the process a bit. So I'm gonna go with Dusty Pink, which is the next color in this family. And I'm gonna use the same brush. I don't have that many brushes anyways. So I'm just going a circular motion on the opening spaces, trying to put a little bit extra pressure as I get to the center of the petals. And I'm gonna go from the center towards the outer part of the petal, just to create a little bit of dimension. And you're gonna see, once I lift it, you're gonna see the different tones in the petals. But it's great. So now that, like, you see what I'm doing and watercolor, let me know what you guys did for, like, Christmas and New Year's. I know last time that we were live, somebody said that she was gonna spend Christmas by herself, but she was gonna organize her space. We had a lot of family, and it was fun. It's always fun to have our family. And then, like, birthday part, like, birthdays and New Year's. So it's like I said, back to routine for us. But let me know what you guys did. Did you guys went out? Did you guys travel? Because I know some of you guys probably traveled to see your family, or you had family come visit you. That's always fun. And at the same time, we're from different parts of the world, so each one of you celebrate differently in your little corner of the world. For us, Christmas, like I said, we had our entire family here, and then New Year's kind of a little bit more chill. We just go eat with my father-in-law. You're gonna see there's a little bit of change in color, not a lot. We're gonna go to stencil number 3. I'm just gonna keep deepening the color. So I'm gonna go to blush rose, which is the next tone in this family. This is the blushberry bliss family. Did I say it properly? I think so. Yeah, there we go. And having the sticky mat on the stamp wheel is just great. It just holds your stencil. You know, it takes one step away. There we go. If you're afraid of getting too much color, just tap you like the extra ink on the side here. Just to like, get rid of that extra ink in the bristles. Get a softer tone. It is completely up to you what you're gonna go for. Like I said, I do want color. I don't want like a lot of it. And you see like the bad habits. You're used to holding your stencil. You don't need to, but it's just, for so many years you were like programmed to do this. You don't have to with the stamp wheel, but automatically your hand goes there. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So here we go. We're almost done. Oh, I'm so glad I pre-started this a bit ahead of time. So let me see. I'm like, it's going to be a little bit hard for me to read comments. I'm telling you, not because I'm ignoring you. It's just I'm working at the same time, so it's a little bit harder. But I can see you spreading Christmas together for late Christmas. Okay. Oh, she's in the Navy. Oh wow, is that difficult? Yeah. We are so excited. Oh, that's nice. See, I have my image. I'm gonna add a little bit of green, extra green for this. We did a path with I'm just reaching for my brush with pistachio a little bit, but I'm gonna add a little bit of misty sage just because I think I need to deepen the greens a little bit. Okay, not all of them. Okay, but I think I need to add a little bit extra green just to make it pop a little bit more. You stay put because my hair traveling, yeah, trying to be as much as I can. Yeah, I know, like and you know what, there was a lot of it's not traffic, but a lot of plane accidents this time of the year, which is unfortunate, but I do think that it is a great season to it's a great idea to travel, especially if you're going to see family. It's a great time to spend with family, but I think it's probably one of the busiest times at an airport, um and in a plane. And sometimes I know that in my case, I haven't been like back home for Christmas, and I'm from Ecuador. Um, in probably since my kids were born, 25 years now. Um, one because my family's here, my kids and my husband. But the other one is because it's a lot to travel. So I think if I had to go back, eventually, I'll probably do what my father does, and he goes like before the holidays and then comes back after all the celebrations are done. But not only it's difficult to travel, it's probably the one of the most expensive times of the year to travel anywhere. Okay. Oh, we had birthday parties. We you know what? I'm just reading a comment. My kids are born on the 23rd and the 27th of December. So that means that we have Christmas babies. We have Christmas sandwich right in between. I'm gonna lift it up so you see it. There you go. So there's my flowers already. Let me just put this aside. I'll clean it up after. I'm just going to move stuff a little bit to the side. A little bit of cleanliness is going to do wonder for my project. I have my brushes here, so I'm just trying to put it over. Oh, and you should see what's coming up for this. If you have a lot of brushes, like I do, or you like to be organized, like I do, wait to see what's coming up. And that's what I'm gonna say. Wait. You're gonna want to have like a few of those, because I know I want a few of what is coming up. So have it. I cut it. I have this stamp on this side. All I'm gonna do is just peel it out. Okay. I'm gonna put my stamp wheel away for now. I don't need it. I like to keep it like this just to cover the sticky mat for a little bit. And I'm going to get the flowers closer to you. I just want to put this away. Yeah, so you're going to see. See? There is color. I'm going to put the pictures. There's a lot of color. So I don't need a lot of color to make this pop. These are going to pop on their own. So I just want something that is going to complement that. Okay, so we have them ready. I have my stuff here on the side. Don't worry. I prepped ahead of time. Okay, so we have our flowers. Now we need to, I'm going to show you the idea that I have for my layout. So I have 2 pieces of paper here. I have different weight of paper. That's what it is, okay? This here is a 65-pound just white cardstock. And I also have 80-pound cardstock, just white. Now, I don't think I'm going to use white. I think I'm going to use one of the cardstocks from Altenew. But I do want to cut this into a 7 by 8.5, which is going to become the base for my layout. I'm creating a 6 by 8. Okay, so I'm just going to take away 4 inches from here. Okay, so I have, this is my background. And I want to create, see this here? Okay. I want to create a frame. I want to frame my layout. So to create my background and make it fast, I was thinking maybe I do something like, out of the ordinary. And then maybe I'll stencil. And then I was like, you know what, let's do something quick. Because I'm sure that quite a few of you might have this in your stash. One of my favorite things to have, and I hope that soon they come up with more, and it's washi tape. So I am using the Gold Splatter Blush Washi Tape. This is the white one. So I don't know how white it is. I have it in centimeters.